Hello, 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 everyone. It is me, it is I, it is she, it is her, it is thee, it is who? It is Rosie Rosette 2020 PALF. Listen, so I told you about Mario, right? Found out that he had left us. I found, on Saturday, and I almost nearly just like passed out. I just went home and I cried. Okay, so here's a picture of him. Okay, this is a picture of a picture, but that's him. That's Mario. That's it. That was a picture. I had to take a picture of a picture, but that's him when he was younger. That's him when he was younger. Mario was, and then that's when he was really young. Yes, wasn't he cute? He was so cute. He was just the cutest thing. And let's see. Oh, here's another picture of him. Yeah, I don't know. I think that was his brother. Now, Mario is in the Sharks thing, and I think this was recently because I think he lost weight, but he's in the Sharks thing, and I think the guy in the turquoise was his brother. So that's Mario in the black, and I think the one in the turquoise, he just passed away. Yeah, Mario. I didn't know he was 46. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Yeah, but he had to be younger because he. This was when he was younger because he's in the black because he wasn't that big. He wasn't that big. Mm-mm. And I think this was recently. Where's Mario? Let me see. I don't know where he was. I don't know where he was, but anyway, yeah, that was him. Okay, that was at the funeral. I guess I was. I don't know. Was I filming? I don't remember playing a video, but this was a video. Now this is how he looked recently. That's him. This is from a screen, but that's how he looked recently. Yeah, that's my little friend. So, so I went in. So I walked in there. Okay, now I had this on, right? And I had on a black leather jacket. Okay, so I guess his crew or his family, whatever, they wore a lot of red. And when I got up, I was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know if I have on the right color, because it was all the men. They, had on red bandanas and some everything. Everybody had on some red. All right. So I was like, "Oh," and everybody looked at me or whatever because no one knew me. The only person, there was only one person in that room that knew me, and I think that was his aunt who, I serve also. So when I sat down, she, waved at me like, okay, you're good or whatever. Okay, fine. So, the preacher was going on or whatever. Of course, I was an hour late, so I missed the video or whatever. So, the preacher, oh, some of the stuff that he was just saying, I was just crying, just crying. I'm just like, oh, I miss him. I miss him. And then he was like, would anyone like to get up and speak? And I was first person to get up, and they had three pictures of him, um, the ones that I showed you, and I was just like crying and everything, and I was just telling them, how I served and how nice and gracious, and then I mentioned the cake and ice cream. Well, I found out that when other people, got up and talked, Mario loved ice cream, but they all talked about how now I don't know how he ended up in a tent or anything like that. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't judge people like that. It's how you treat me. I'm not really judgmental. Even though I make a lot of viewpoints on videos that I make, I'm giving my opinion. There's a difference between giving my opinion and being judgmental. Now, if you screwing married men or whatever, yeah, I'm real judgmental. If you're not taking care of kids, yeah, I'm real judgmental. But other than that, I'm just like, you know what, whatever. Because I've been through some stuff myself. You know what I'm saying? So I never asked. I don't, I really don't want to know, whatever. And I just missed him. I miss him. I really had to think about, can I really, do this? Oh, can I really do this? Serve these encampments and just have him in my heart. But I guess, through this fellowship and, me building friendships or whatever, he was just really a nice person. And a lot of people of his family were saying that he was really in the Lord. And he called his sister every day and his other aunt or whatever every day. I was kind of jealous because he's never asked for my number. He never called me. I don't know if he said God bless me. He probably had. But I would drop off the food. He would say hi. I would say hi. He would be like, "How you doing? Where you been?" Da, 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 da. And I'm like, "What you about to do today?" We just never got intimate. Never asked, "What are you doing there?" He never asked where I worked. It was just never personal. It was just dropping off the food. He smiled, "Hey, how you doing?" He'd get the food. It was just, but he was warm and welcoming to me, and he made me comfortable, and always said thank you, and always got the food and wanted had me come back or whatever. So am I gonna miss him? And after I said that and cried and stood up and everything, I got back up after someone else said. And I was like, it's a shame that as I said in my other video, that for him to survive, living in the tent through the elements and everything, to survive COVID, and the fact that he passed away, not got stabbed, not got shot or anything like that. And then for him, who was recycling, didn't bother nobody or anything, wasn't stealing or anything like that, recycling with his cans and everything, to get hit by a car. It was just like mind boggling to such a sweet soul. Now, I don't know if or what he did back in the day or whatever. I don't know. That's of none of my concern, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? The pastor was like, God wants his angels. That's when that was his time. But oh, I miss him. And let me tell you, it was just, everybody was just crying, crying, crying. That's all you heard. Now, I was one of them. I was one of them. When I got up, I was crying. When I sat down, I was crying. When I got back up, I didn't cry. But then when I sat back down, I was crying. It was just a sad, yeah, it's just a sad event. It was really a sad event. And then me, the photographer. You know how I get down. Let's get a family picture. I'm not family. So I took it. And then I was like, wait, I'm family now. I want to be in the picture too. Shoot. So then I was like, let me hold my Mario. Let me show you. Oh God. Oh, just look at him. I think this was his sister. This is back in the day. Back in the day. This is his sister and him. And this is, I think this is his aunt. This is me and the aunt. Yeah. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, let me see if I can. All right, so here's the family without me. This is the picture I took of the family without me. Okay, and I was like, well, wait a minute, I'm family. Okay, you see that? That's the family without me. All right. Oh, maybe they were all United fans. I'm not exactly sure. And then I was like, wait a minute, I'm family. And then here's me holding Mario. Oh, bless his heart. But you see how we're matching?
Me and Mario, he has blue on and the stripes, and I have a little blue cap.
And then here's me giving him a kiss.
He's gone, but he will not be forgotten. Hmm. Yeah.
Poor young man. Well, he wasn't that young. Shoot. I didn't know he was in his 40s. He looked a little younger.
That's him and I. I need to crop that.
Yeah. So, I think, oh, on Saturday, um, on Saturday, they said they're going to have a picnic or a celebration in the park and have the balloons to send them away or whatever. And I was like, okay, I'm down. What do you want me to cook? Because, they're Mexican. I'm black. So, I mean, I'm sure they eat spaghetti. They were like, Mario loved to cook or whatever. So he was always cooking. So, I was thinking about cooking some spaghettis. And then when I went outside, the homeboys, they had a little drink or whatever. It's like six of them, whatever. I was like, what's up? Whatever. Then when I pulled off, they was like, oh, okay, okay. Anyway, I was like, I was like, well, what do y'all want to eat? Whatever. And then they're like, oh, want some fried chicken? I was like, okay, I can do that. They're like, oh, what about? I was like, you like some spaghettis? I know it's spaghetti, but I like to say spaghettis. I put a plural, make it plural. I don't know why. Just maybe it's spaghetti with me. I'm not exactly sure. So they're like, yeah, yeah, come through. Okay. I was like, okay, cool. Whatever. So I was like, I'm family now. You know what I'm saying? It's just bad that you have to meet the family, after circumstances. Like with my family, that's the only time we get together at funerals. Ain't nobody getting married. So it's just basically funerals. You got to pay your last respects. I mean, if you don't go to somebody's wedding, that's one thing. But if you don't go to someone's funeral, because today I was like, I'm cooking. And I'm just like, I want to cook and clean. I was trying to do both or whatever, but I just didn't have the time. And then like at 3, I was like, okay, let me stop cooking, and then I'm gonna start getting ready at 3 o'clock, and then I'm still cooking. I make green beans, but I don't just put green beans in a pot. I cut up the potatoes, I saute the onions or whatever, and then the ham, and then I make real green beans, and then I made baked beans, but I just don't open the can and put it in. You got to put the brown sugar, you got to saute the onions, and then you have to have I have turkey meat and then sausages, and what I'm saying, it's just not, and then I had to make some baked chicken. I cook. Now I don't make extravagant gourmet dishes. I could, but my son is like, Mom, can you please stop cooking? Can we please just eat what's in the refrigerator? That's why I cook for others, because I like to cook, and literally there's no room in our refrigerator. There's no room in our refrigerator. My son is like, please stop. Please stop it. Stop. He's like, no more, no more, no more. I'm like, really? Mario. Whatever I buy, he could handle. He could definitely handle. He could definitely handle. Just telling him how I brought up, that remember, and they said he liked to cook. So, when I brought that pot, pot of soup or whatever, and then they took it and they brought that pot was so clean. I'm just not, people are just not like that. They're not proud like that. They'll return something worse than how they found it. Mario was not like that, and he was just so gracious. He always said thank you. He always said thank you. Gosh, I'm gonna miss him. My heart is just so empty. I don't take death well. I don't. I really do not. Especially persons with people that just near and dear to my heart. I'm not good. I'm not. That's one thing. I'm very strong. I'm very strong in individuals, mentally, physically, whatever. I'm a very strong person, woman. But death, I don't do well. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.